We've got one. But what about second box? Welcome everyone to Nerd of the Rings. Today we've got a big one today. This is a 1/3 scale statue of the Witch King from Darkside Collectibles. And this is my first 2-boxer. I'm pretty pumped about this. These are pretty heavy and significant size boxes. I'm very curious to see how massive this guy is once we get him put together. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get rolling. All right, I think the slightly smaller one is box 1 here. Ooh, okay. Before we even get to the statue, look at that. A print by John Howe, individually signed by John Howe. There are 250 of these signature editions. So if you want the print with the John Howe signature, that's the edition that you're going for. Very cool moment in the films after Éowyn has slain the fell beast and the Witch King comes up in all his glory with sword and mace. Such a great villain. I love the Witch King. He's so cool. There we go. Oh yeah, there's the base. Look at this thing. Ooh, that is massive. Oh my gosh. It's so heavy. Oh, this is awesome. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. There you go. Witch King! Witch King, number 21 of 250. Like I said, there's 250 of these if you want the signature edition. Master Series Witch King, here we go. All right, and now we start taking out little bits. We can see there's the Witch King's arm with his sword. So we'll get to that in a minute. Oh yeah. Oh, look at this. The mace. I always love Éowyn's wide open eyes reaction to seeing this puppy. Oh yeah, it's gonna do some damage. And this has Haragrim, the sword of Theoden. You can see it's broken on the end. Very ominous. All right, and there we have the Witch King's other arm. And then we've got all these little spikes that are gonna go around the base. And something I just noticed that I really like about this, each one has a different color, little bitty dot on the bottom, and it matches up with the dot of the area that it covers. So you know exactly which spike goes in which location. I really like that. And the best part is that once you match it up and put it in there, you can't see it. All right, so those match up pretty easily. That's handy to know that they don't just mix and match however you want it. All right, what other piece we have? Oh, we have a piece of rock. Piece of rock. I'm guessing this is a lore accurate rock. Oh, and we have the helm of King Theoden. Oh man, that's very ominous, but also awesome. It looks really good. Unfortunately for the cat people out there, I don't think it's quite big enough to fit on a cat's head. Maybe like a chicken or something. That would be interesting. 1 box down. Oh, and there's gloves. I didn't put on the gloves. You know me. I get excited. This is like being a kid at Christmas time. I don't want to stop and put gloves on. I'll try them on. For all the people out there who I drive crazy by not using gloves for stuff like this, this is for you. I'm putting them on for you guys. There we go. Okay, we've got a black envelope. First thing in the second box. Ooh, there we go. Certificate of authenticity. I think I need a bigger studio. This box is huge. Okay, all right. Here we go, here we go. There's the Witch King's helm. One of the coolest helms in all of fantasy, in my opinion. In all of cinema. That thing. Woo! I'm gonna lift him from these thick parts at the bottom and top. Oh yeah, that's heavy. Woo! Yeah, buddy. This thing is a beast! All right, come off. Come off. Come off. There we go. Okay. It's so heavy I can barely scoot it. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, look at this. It comes with a flame sword. Oh my gosh. So you can do the regular or with flames. That is pretty cool. This, where do you think this goes? Oh, here we go. Bam! Magnetic, I like magnetic. All right, I don't see any more pieces. Okay, so now we just need to put the things together here. Ah. Oh my gosh. It's so big. Okay. Now, take these little pieces of foam out of here. He looks less menacing with foam sticking out of his robes. All right. Boom. He can barely fit in the camera. This is so cool. All right, regular sword or flame sword? Flame sword's pretty awesome. There it is. All right. Now, let's get his mace together here. Look at that. And there's a little slot over here for Theoden's sword. Stick it right in there. So it's not necessarily broken, it's just stuck in the ground. And then we can lay Theoden's helm however we want. He's fallen at the feet of the Witch King. And then if you do want to just do the regular sword, just pull out the flamey sword, pop in the regular, and boom, there you go. Regular old Witch King. This is such a freaking cool statue. Come not between the Nazgul and his prey. Okay, so I had a minor freak out session there for a second because I thought that I needed to put batteries in to light this thing up, but it's via USB. Thank goodness, because usually the battery things on statues are on the bottom. And we're kind of past the point of putting things in the bottom easily. And then once we got it hooked up to power, we can turn on the base lights up green. So we've got little beams of green light shooting up at the Witch King. Now, I just noticed this, but on the front here, we've got a depiction of what looks like a human king on both sides. And I'm guessing this is meant to be the Witch King in his old human form before succumbing to his ring of power and becoming one of the Nazgul. I gotta say, looking at the detail, you know, there's that iconic scene where the Witch King's fingers where he moves them up, and you get the little individual plates on each finger, and those are replicated here really nicely. So it's great to see those small details. And then another thing, just looking at the Witch King's helm, you can see the spots where it's kind of rusted through, and there's little dents and holes, and you kind of get the sense that this is an ancient being who's been through just tons of battle and fighting over centuries and centuries. And then just looking at things like his cloak, like there's a pattern going up kind of the cuff of his cloak here, but all the edges are really worn. Again, you get the sense that this is an ancient being, and he probably doesn't get new clothes much. Like I don't like to shop for clothes. So like, you think this guy's gonna go out shopping for clothes? No, he's not gonna shop for clothes. These are some ancient robes he's dealing with here. And it's definitely a fun bonus to get the print by John Howe. I mean, who doesn't love, artwork by John Howe, Alan Lee, any of those guys? And to have the piece that corresponds with this pose is pretty cool. Like, I'm sure a lot of people who get this statue probably framed this thing and put it somewhere on the wall behind the Witch King, or, next to the Witch King or something like that. I gotta say, this is an amazing piece. Like, it really gets your attention, if provided I can find a landing spot for it here in the Nerd Cave. I would imagine this is the kind of piece where it's sitting in the corner and people walk in and they're like, oh, what's that? I need to take a closer look at that. Well, there you go, guys. Special shout out to Darkside Collectibles, who sent this to me so I could unbox it for you guys today. Check out the link in the description if you're interested in shopping for this Witch King statue or any of their awesome statues that they've got over there at Darkside. Now again, this is the Master Series signature edition of this statue. They've also got it in 1/4 scale, and then they've got the regular 1/3 scale as well. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Nerd of the Rings. This is my hour. I'm gonna mess up my throat today.